Hello, everyone who joined us already. I see some people in the chat. We already have 8 people. So I think we should wait for a couple of minutes for everyone who is still joining because there might be some technical issues. All right. Thank you for joining us today for this educational webinar session, the AI advantage in document processing. Today we will discuss how we can move fast down to a decision. I think, yeah, we still have some people coming. I see in the waiting room. You can already check how your chat is working. Yeah, I see. I see someone is typing. Yeah, nice to meet you, Samuel. You can check how your chat is working. Can you hear us well? Is everything okay? All right, so I see some people have joined already. Maybe I will briefly describe the agenda for today and our house rules. So today our webinar will be around 1 hour. We would like to divide this session into 2 parts. The first part will be us talking about our common concerns that we see from our clients and our partners' clients when they are exploring an IDP solution. And the second part will be a Q&A session. So you already have access to the chat. You can write your questions right now, and we will answer them either during the session or in the Q&A session. We will cover, of course, not all of the questions today, but if you have some specific requests, if you have some, I don't know, concerns, please let us know in the chat. We will be able to answer them today or send you an email afterwards with some additional links and materials. All right. So I see more people coming. Hello, everyone. My name is Alexandra. I'm your host today. Today with me are my gorgeous colleagues, another Alexandra, our product experts, and the technical expert from our side is Arthur, our CTO at Graip.AI. And today we will cover the, as I mentioned before, the AI advantage in document processing. How? Yeah. Please let us know in the chat if you can hear us well and see us well. Yeah, so for the newcomers, the mics for the participants are muted, but you're welcome to ask your questions in the chat. You can send us like an emoji or something to see if your chat is working. See your messages. All right. So I think we should start already because it's 4 minutes. I think people will be joining soon also. So the agenda for today is to discuss the AI advantage in document processing. And we know that many of you are here because you've either explored an ADP solution before, or you're looking to adopting some sort of AI automation in your business processes, but you're still skeptical. And that's what we're going to address today. We see a lot of different concerns from our clients. Sometimes they said that it sounds too complicated and their team might not be able to use it, or their documents are messy, inconsistent, they're handwritten, they're like a photo or a scan in different languages, and AI might not really work. Also, we have a lot of concerns about data security. Is the data processed with AI really safe? Is it transferred to any third-party systems? Is it secure? And we think that you also might resonate with all of those concerns. You might have some concerns of your own. Please let us know in the chat if it's something that you are experiencing right now or if you face any other concerns. I think we should start with the most basic question, right, Alexandra? Why IDP now? Let's start with the big picture. Why is now time to adopt IDP? What trends are you seeing in automation and AI that businesses can't afford to ignore right now?
Thank you, Alexander, for the question. So it's very simple, actually. The faster you implement IDP, so intelligent document process, the faster you see the benefits. It's not just about the cost saving right now, it's about staying competitive. Companies are still overwhelmed with big numbers of unstructured data. So it's not like a surprise anymore. PDFs, scanned documents, emails, some documents in Excel formats, they're all could be messy and very complicated. And business still needs to handle it daily. And manual work is part of the process of big companies. But with AI powered ADP solution, and especially such platforms like low code, no code, you don't really need a team of developers to implement an IDP solution.
Right.
And the focus on to empower your business teams, not to spend your time on manual work, but do the like more interesting things instead, like improve your business or to come up with a new idea and implement that instead of manually transfer the data from paper documents to your systems. So again, like the faster is the better. And in this way, you can get all your business processes structured, organized, and implement automation.
All right. Thank you so much for such a detailed answer. But that's all still a theory. Some people think that AI is like a magic wand that will come and help their businesses, will replace all the manual. We know that that's not a correct statement, right? And
Yeah.
here we need to see at some real numbers, real ROIs, real use cases. So let's dive deeper into that part, I think. What we've seen in our work with our clients that, of course, the accuracy with AI is higher than expected. Of course, it's not 100% because if we're talking about different documents, different qualities of pictures, different scans, different languages, it can be 90, 95, 90% still. It's still the benchmark for the industry and it's higher than manual data entry.
Hmm.
Moreover, you can achieve faster results. It's more scalable, and for majority of our clients, we see that document processing time is cut by at least 80%. And if we're talking about business numbers, an average client of ours can achieve a return on investment in as little as 3, 5 months, depending, of course, on the pages they process. So the more documents they have, the cheaper it is for the client eventually. So here are the real numbers. Please let us know in the chat if that's something you're looking for. We can do a customized ROI study for your business. Just let us know in the chat. You can type ROI and we will email you later with some questionnaire and can do the study free of charge for you if you're interested in that, of course. And if we're talking about some industry specific examples, I would like to logically divide document processing in general and data processing into two parts, the business data and the personal data. So if we're talking about business data, I would say we can see those common document types like invoices, sales quotations, purchase orders, bills of lading, account payable, account receivable, and so on and so forth. So the number of documents is unlimited. And we saw a lot of different clients who are looking to process those types of documents because this process is very heavy paper based, especially in industries like logistics. companies receive hundreds and thousands of delivery notes, some customs documentation, some freight invoices. And what is the most crucial for them is, of course, speed and accuracy. So you can imagine that an average client from a logistic, they have a manual data entry personnel. They're sitting and manually checking all those information, all those data into some sort of system. Here in Graip, we have some features that help automate this process and make it more scalable and more error-free. The same goes, for example, for a manufacturing client, because here you can automate purchase order processing, inventory management, and you can still see some real documents from clients that come in fax, email, uh, paper mail, some messengers. So sometimes we see clients who receive their purchase orders just like a WhatsApp message. We still can automate that, process that, and send this information to the ERP system or later. Maybe Alexander, can you elaborate here on what features in Grape allow this process to be as smooth as possible?
Sure, sure. So, if we're talking about logistics and manufacturing, we're not just about the automating a few forms. It's much more complicated. So, right now we're talking about like bill of lading documents, delivery notes, the one that Alexander already mentioned earlier. And honestly, a lot of them are really messy. There we have complex tables with a lot of columns there. Sometimes they are not aligned on the page. The pages also could be rotated, so on. They could be like one 15 or even 12 page documents, so multi pages. And that's where Grape really shines. So we're still able to capture the data and transfer to your system. And we also build our own machine learning components to handle all of those issues. So let's say the scan are poor quality, right? We have document enhancement that helps us to determine what's on the page. And when we get to the data extraction time, the document is already cleaned and ready to go. So it helps us to extract the information more clearly. So I would say that we have a lot of steps in between that might be not seen for the user, but is essential for the intelligent document processing in order to get very good results. And if we're talking about the like manufacturing, logistics, we also see handwritten documents. So let's see, you received the purchase orders, you did some handwriting corrections, and now you want to process it again and get the updated information to your system. So you don't have to create another entity in your ERP. You just can use Grape, scan it, and it will be updated. Also, we're working with more than 140 languages that allows our customers to, doesn't matter where they're operating in the world, they still can process and use the same flows for different languages. That's kind of amazing. Also, another feature that's very important for like logistics industry that Graip.AI allows just to take a photo from a mobile phone and upload the files to the systems. It means that like the truck drivers or the people in the field, they really can use the solution that's helpful for them, not just for the office, for the computers. Another thing that I want to like kind of like touch type on is that the platform is very flexible. So even the end user from UI can give the instructions to the models in the natural language. So in plain English or any other languages, we can configure on what is extracted and what form. So I, as a like non-technical business user, can instruct and can suggest like, help, please help me to instruct like not this one, not this invoice number, but on the other page, and it will understand me. So no barrier between business users and the system. And also another crucial point is that we don't just do the extraction, we automate end-to-end workflows. So it's not about just getting your data raw, but also to kind of like fit in the Grape into your infrastructure. It like it's very easy to set up integration with either API or any other connectors like Zapier. So it's kind of inbuilt between your systems. So we eliminate manual work, but no headache about how Grape will be in between of your other systems. And also about the scaling, in this in manufacturing, maybe it's the case when you have to process not 10 but maybe 10,000 documents daily, and it's not a problem. The solution is scalable and the accuracy stays consistent.
All right. That sounds really helpful for businesses like logistics and manufacturing, but we also see clients from businesses who process personal data, like from
Hmm.
healthcare, from insurance, from financial, legal, bank industry. All those companies are processing real data from individuals like passports, IDs, some medical records, some insurance claims. So in this case, we have also some features that help us to reconcile the data to match, for example, two documents to see if they are from the same person, let's say. Do you have maybe some more specific examples here?
Yeah, sure. So we already talked about like the complexity of the document, that some can be messy, very unstructured. So this is the logistic manufacturing. Another part that you mentioned is about like personal data or more difficult scenarios for like many to one, one to many, etc. So if we are talking about like healthcare or insurance or KYC onboarding, we deal with the much stricter regulations and but more structured processes. And honestly, those are like another challenges, but still we're able to handle those. So if we're start with QIC process, there are a lot of documents associated with one person. For example, ID cards, utility bills, tax forms, proof of address, and they all need to be connected to like one case, one person, and the information, but different information should be captured from that. So no worries, our many to one scenario comes in and can help with that. So firstly, we classify the documents automatically. So we identify, okay, so this is an ID or this is a passport or utility bill. Then we apply our document extraction library with a certain data points that need to be captured from this particular data document type. So if it's a passport, we capture fields ABC. If it's a utility bill, it's in other fields. In this way, we know exactly what is coming from what, and then it's very easy to combine all of those data extracted together. So either into like one entity in your ERP, or it can be one document, like one PDF form or Word form, etc. So also, another very important feature here is email recognition. Sometimes, especially in insurance or even again in QIC case, documents come not just as attachments, but also important information can be written in the email body. So, and when it's only not in the document, you have to manually sometimes, like, usually edit the information when you're entering the city, not to forget it, or if something forgets, you need to email again. So it's manual and time consuming, kind of boring. So what Grape does, we kind of like store this relevant information together. So we have an attachment and both email body and can extract information from both sources together. So we treat it as well one full package. In this way, you get the most of your data with minimum manual interventions. What I also want to kind of flag stress here, that if something is missing, let's say in insurance case, it's very important, like the let's say the policy number is not in the document, or some signatures are missing, some crucial details. We can catch that. We can notify you, and you have the like immediate control on the case. So After that, like based on your business scenario, either email can be sent automatically asking to provide like more details, or you can fill in some information directly in the system, like manually, or other scenarios. But it's very important that if something is like wrong, if something is missing on the document, you can spot it directly there. Something that also Alexandra mentioned a little bit earlier, that it's very important if we process personal data, think about security and data retention settings. So for some industries, it's the regulations are very strict, and also like our platform gives you full control on how the documents are stored. If you need to remove all the data right after the processing, no problem. If you want to store for 2 weeks or 1 month, again, a full like in your hands. So this helps you to stay compliant with all the standards, GDPRs, without a need for separate process to manage storage. And when we have validation in place, what I mean by validation is when we don't just extract and pass it to your system, but when in between we have some steps to make sure that, okay, so we extracted this invoice number from vendor A. Do we have this vendor in the system? Does it even exist? So we need to check. In this way, we can connect to any of the internal or external sources, and to have the matching between, okay, this information on the document and my database or my ERP system or any other system. In this way, like, we're verifying information and passing not just raw data, but already validated, which means fewer errors on the further steps. And of course, we like, AI is good, machines are good, but still, in some cases, we need humans. We need humans to validate if everything is okay. And that's where our human in the loop functionality works. So if something is missing, or some information need to be rechecked, like validation fails, it's a sign, it's an alert for a user, for an end user who understands well the process, who knows what the documents, business experts, and they can look on the document, and either pass the validation or do the manual changes. And again, it's very easy. So if you, for example, are processing 100 or 1000 documents, you don't have to go through all of them, but with the help of validation, a few documents are flagged, you get a notification, and you check only those. So you save time, but still the quality is on the same level. So to sum up, kind of what we discussed, so Grape, as an IDP solution, it's not just about the extraction, but it's about making faster, smarter decisions when the documents are really messy, complex, or when you have to process at the scale, large volumes.
Mhm. And to add to that, I also wanted to know that all of the features that help you build the workflow are, of course, applicable to different industries. It's not just about
Yes,
the
yes, of course.
insurance or bank or manufacturing. So Grape is a solution that you can like stack the features and functions to build your desired workflow, or to automate your current workflows to be 100% automated by AI or 80% automated by AI if you want to still have some manager to approve. Alexandra, you also mentioned the ERP system and the possibility to send, for example, some information from an invoice or purchase order and to reconcile some fields in the ERP. I have a question for Arthur here. How easy it is to connect to a client system? How Grape is in general connected to different systems? Do we have some already made connections? Can you briefly talk on that?
Yeah, thank you for the question, Alexandra. So basically, we have a RESTful API on Grape. So basically, any systems that have internet connection can integrate with Grape. Basically, you can use ChatGPT to help you with this, or you can ask Graip.AI team if you don't have any software developers, and we will help you start this connection. Also about pre-built connectors, we have multiple of them, and one of the popular is Zapier. Zapier is integration bus where you have like maybe like 5,000 connectors to different systems, and Graip is one of them. So basically, if you upload your data to Graip, after processing or before processing, you can send via Zapier data to your system, and it will be like processed in your system, or we can receive data from your system and then do something with that.
Maybe I can add here about our experience in different integrations, because we've seen from our clients a lot of different requests for integration with multiple ERP systems, SAP, Oracle, Salesforce, and so on. Those are major systems. Of course, we can integrate with that, but some of our clients have some local custom-made systems. For example, we have clients from South Africa, and they're currently using a system like a CRM system for their legal company. And this CRM system is not very popular, but still we're able to integrate with that system very easy and send the information extracted from the client's document to the system. So if you have something in place, we will have a look at it, do the integration, and the transfer from a document, a PDF document, a scan, or a printed document to your system will take around 1 or 2 minutes max, depending, of course, on the internet quality and the size of the document. And also here comes another question about the data, how secure Grape stores and processes the data. We, of course, have some certificates that shows that all the data is stored and processed very securely. Artur, maybe you can comment here as well with more details.
Yeah, security is top priority in Graip team. So basically, we have yearly audit. We do pen testing, and our colleagues are very informed about cybersecurity and threats. So basically, I could say that we are a security first organization. So basically, we're taking data processing laws and data security very seriously. We are certified via ISO, multiple ISO certificates. We do encrypt data at transit. We encrypt data at rest. So basically, and we provide many data retention settings, like we can scramble data after you upload it to us. So basically, you upload your data, we're processing it, you get the output, and then we delete the data, and that's it. Also, we provide multiple connectors. So basically, if you wish like to use different like OCR platforms that you have better trust, it's also possible with Graip.AI.
All right, thank you so much. Also, we, from my business experience, I would comment here that we have not faced any compliance or security check that we have not passed. So we have clients from different regions, from the US, from Europe, of course. That's where we are based, from the Middle East. And all of those different security checks are fine with us. We can provide all the documentation, all the justification. So if you're worried that you have a loan procurement process in your organization, we have experience with that, and we are able to pass it with all of the certificates in place. So I see a lot of questions here in the chat. Before going to our Q&A session, maybe we should wrap up all that we've discussed today with the future of the IDP. So if Alexander, if you can give us more background and from your experience, what you think will await us and IDP in general in next like 1-2 years, can you
Yeah,
comment on
it's
it?
a very interesting question. So, if we're talking about the future, we cannot avoid the topic of agents. Right now, everyone is talking about them like agentic flows, agents they will take our work, hopefully. But if we're talking about the agents in the area of IDP, what we can see and what the clients are demanding, and we can see that kind of the data, their direction is going there. They are the verification agents. We discussed with you today how it's required for the humans sometimes to get involved and to manually check the information. Right now, it's the essential step. But if we're talking about large volumes or complicated steps, this is where the agents can help you to remove this step at all, or just like to keep you updated on the like what the agent did with the document. So let me explain. Those agents, they can reason that they can compare the data with your internal rules and also external databases. So if they notice that something is missing, they can catch the errors and they can even take the action. So either flag something or notify something or write like an email or suggest the next step. So they are like a smart assistant that is sitting next to you and handling only boring stuff, boring parts, but also making sure that everything runs smoothly. So we ourselves build the flows where the agent pulls the data, checks it, fill is what it can, and if anything is off, it lets you know clearly with a message. It's usually in the form of the chat where you say like, please extract the data from this document and create a sales order in my ERP. And it does all these steps by himself. So it extracts the data, it reviews if everything is validated, if it has full data, creates the sales order or any other kind of entity in ERP, and then confirms you with, okay, so please review this entity is created. It sounds like magic right now, but I'm pretty sure this would be the case for major manufacturing companies in close future, in very soon. So if we are talking about the technology that makes it all possible, of course, it's smarter models. Every week they get better. They are making headlines every day, and they're better at reading messy scans, better at understanding tables, better at understanding the sense of the context. So they're aware of what is going on inside your organization, your ERP, and another technology that we are also basing. Some of our sub products on is RAG, retrieval augmented generation. So with this technology, you can access your internal knowledge. It also helps you to reduce hallucination. That's also one of the like main challenges with AI. So agents are not just guessing; they know how your business works, and also can like cross-check information. Some recognize some outdated term suggest like a better product fit or etc. So if just like a short summary of IDP trend is of course agents. Uh, they are right now in the process of like creation, testing hypothesis. So we are going there. I don't think we are already there, but pretty soon.
Yeah. From my experience, I've been working with Graip.AI for almost 2 years already. And when I first started, the capabilities of models are not what they are today. Of course, the recognition level has like the major boost, and it's not just our models; it's AI in general. And I think the industry in general has some rapid growth, and it's something new and something unusual. And it is the exact time for companies who are still looking for some sort of automation or
Yes, we're debating.
digitization. Yeah, the earlier the sooner, I think. And we saw real examples with our clients, with our partners, who transferred to these semi-automated and then full automated workflows in a span of 1 year, and already are seeing great benefits for their businesses and for their processes and operations in general. So that's looks very promising, I would say. All right, so I think we are already on the half of our 1 hour today. So the second part, as I've mentioned at the beginning of our webinar, is the Q&A session. So thank you so much for writing your questions. We saw a lot during the webinar. If you still have some questions or concerns, please let us know in the chat. I think we can quickly go over them because we have Arthur who is here responding very quickly to all of your requests. But to not miss anything, I will just go over the chat once again to maybe verbally cover the same questions so that maybe some people who are not reading the chat can still hear the answer that we have. So the first question is about the use case. Actually, it's not a question, it's a use case for Samuel. And the use case is for invoice, purchase order, and legal agreements extraction flow. Very common for us, to be honest, because invoices and purchase orders are the most basic documents that people are looking to automate because they always come in specific format. The formats are different, the languages can be different, and it's easy to extract information, I would say, depending, of course, on the invoice and the language. But in general, it's very easy to extract the needed information because in the end, you would need the same data points from all of the invoices: business name, registration name, some amounts, taxes, and maybe the line items. The same goes for the purchase order. The legal agreements can be a bit tricky for a lot of models because those documents are usually long. So the model would need to go through all of the pages of the document to search for specific information. But we have customers who are processing different legal contracts and legal agreements of different volume, I would say, and we have not faced any issues there as well. And for the process, you mentioned here the two-way matching, reconciliation, and QR code on the invoice. And yes, to answer once again, we work with QR codes. So if you have some QR codes on your invoice or any other document, we are able to scan it and to process it in the way you need. For example, we have a client from the insurance and they have this QR code on their insurance claims, and we need to follow the link to the QR code, extract information that is sort of encrypted in the code, and add it to the document. We are able to do that. Of course, it's one step ahead, another point for automation, but we're still able to do that. Maybe my colleagues want to add something here before we go to the next question, if anything, or it's okay.
Not really. Yeah, Alexander covered all for now.
Oh, all right. So yeah, I accidentally closed the chat. So the next question would be about the tech for the document processing. Is it ML or generative AI? So Artur, can you comment once again here?
Can you repeat the question?
Of course. So is the underlying tech for the document processing is ML or Gen AI?
Yeah, so basically we're using both technologies, Gen AI also, and classical ML for maybe like computer vision, NLP. So Gen AI shines in like template agnostic ways. Basically, we can like start with a little or no data at all. So basically, it's like very good for demos. So basically, you can start and work with your data like in one day. Yeah, but if you wish like to achieve more than like 95% of accuracy, you need to think about template-based approach or natural language processing or computer vision models. Also, like I already commenting about hybrid modes. Basically, what we do here on Graip to achieve like very high accuracy levels of extraction, we offer to our customers using hybrid mode. So basically, we are using template-based. So basically, if you have most popular template in your company or very like big client that you're working the most, and you don't want like to have any errors there, basically we create template for this customer for this type of file. And when we see it, we know that we have like template in our memory, and we're extracting it with template-based methods that have very big accuracy number. It's basically like maybe like 99% of accuracy. And if we don't have a template in our memory for this file, we are using like Gen.AI or computer vision model for extraction as fallback. You will get good results, but maybe there will be like one mistake or two.
All right. I hope that answered your question. Thank you so much for it. The next question is also technical. What is your purging policy, or you keep data forever on portal?
So as I already answered in chat, it's 2 years by default. Yeah, or if you request to delete data, we will delete it very fast, because like it's our requirement of GDPR policy. But this setting is configurable in our UI, so you can like configure it like to delete it after 1 week, after 1 month, as you wish. Also, some of our customers using policy delete after process. So basically, we processing the data, you get the data out, and we delete all the data and metadata.
Yeah, it's very popular request from our clients who process personal information like visas, passports, IDs, some insurance information. They don't want us to store it. It's fine with us. We delete it, and the client handles all the information on their side and store it securely to make sure their clients are satisfied, basically. All right, so the next question would be about our experience with asset manager clients. Yes, we had some clients from the industry, and basically it's the same. We're processing documents. In this case, it's industry-specific documents like some KYC, for example, or some financial statements, bank statements, investor statements, some fund reports. The process remains the same. You have a specific set of documents. We extract the needed information. And in this case, the client gets speed and efficiency, of course, accuracy, also compliance. So if you have some compliance requirements and you need to have this regulated, we can do this process automated. And of course, scalability and integration with any systems that you have to store this information. Yeah, so the next question would be, is this platform template agnostic? Yes, it is. Arthur already explained that we do not need template for an average complexity document, but we can use templates for some very complicated cases, for secure documents, for some unique documents, I would say. But on average, we are able to achieve decent recognition rates with just prompts that we use. If Alexandra or Arthur, you want to add something here? All right. Okay, so we have also the next part here, yeah, for training. So ML training is not really required for processing the document. So that's one of the advantages of using Graip.AI. If you have, let's say, a standard document that we already processed, invoice, purchase order, sales quotation, personal information, anything that you can imagine that is common to many industries and businesses, you can log into Graip right now, upload your document, and the information will be extracted without any additional training, without any additional configuration. Then if, for example, you need some extra data points that are not extracted right now, you can do it in the settings. We train the model specifically in very rare occasions, I would say. If my colleagues want to comment here as well on the training part.
Yes, well, already told it's like for higher accuracy. So basically, if you need like accuracy like more than 95%, you will need some training. Yeah, but maybe like most of our customers are satisfied with template agnostic approach. Yeah, but if you wish to like to have hybrid mode or maybe only template based, we can start with per 5 files per template. Yeah.
Yeah. And what about the confidence score of field level as well as document level too? So we do not show this as a default right now. So we assume that if the document is processed, the accuracy is of decent level and everything is correct. If you want to check how accurate the document processing is, we can do this as a separate like test for you. We can do a test bunch of some documents that you have, for example, one document type, an invoice, for example, and we can test how models are performing, but it's not something we usually do because it's not needed. Our clients see that information is extracted, everything is correct. We can do some post-processing for minor, I don't know, corrections or some minor errors. It's very rare. Usually everything works great.
I can also comment here that to make sure that the validation is correct and it's extracted from the document, we do all kind of validation that I already mentioned. So we can check with external data, we can check with your ERP data. We are making sure that this is like valid information for your business, not just like correct from the document, but because also in the documents can be mistakes. So like
Yeah.
wrong number can be mentioned, or like codes usually sometimes are masked in purchase orders or sales orders. So also to prevent that kind of mistakes, we can do all the steps in between the data extraction and the data transfer to your system.
Yes, that's correct. Okay, the next technical question I would say, how do you avoid hallucinations in unstructured data using Gen AI?
Yeah, it's very good question because there's like no very good ways to avoid this.
Yeah,
What we do in our clients, we asking them to provide maybe like some master data for the documents, maybe basic validation rules, and this is how we do it. So basically, if you have maybe like invoice numbers rules, we can like check if this invoice exists in your system. Maybe you have some other things. Yeah, some of our clients are using like maybe double extraction. You can choose like do two extractions from two different models, yeah, and compare the results, and only if they agree you can do it again. But it's not a very good solution for me. Is validation, it's one of the best solution, but it also not works every time, and you need to have some maybe master data, maybe some rules. We do
yeah,
some basic checking on every files. Basically, if we are using Gen AI, if we seeking if this content present on the file, but it's also not like a very good solution because maybe like a category is missed, or maybe the data is present, but it's like in different field or different table. So basically, this is how we do it. Just recommend our clients to use validation and configure validation better, and with this you can like achieve very good numbers of accuracy and reduce level of hallucinations.
okay. Thank you so much for your technical expertise, Arthur, because I couldn't cover that myself. All right, and the next question would be about our current models. So in general, we okay, so the question is, once we start using one model, and in case you need an upgrade on the model, will you get this upgrade? So I can briefly describe here the process of how we choose the model, I would say, because in Grape, we of course use several models because not all the models perform the best for different cases and for different clients. So we made sure that we have access and we have all the models trained. Of course, public available models, some custom models as well. And once we start looking into a case, we analyze the documents that the clients are working with right now. We try different models and see which one performs the best. And it might not be only the recognition rate For some clients, it's also crucial to have the model based in a specific region, or the service based in a specific region. For some clients, the speed is crucial. For some clients, the cost effectiveness is the key factor. So the cheaper the model, the best. It might not be the best, the most accurate, but it can be the cheapest. So we go with this model. So before we choose the model for your case and for your documents, we have this consultancy first to see your priorities, to see your documents, and to do some testing, initial testing. And after that, of course, if in the long run you see that you have, for example, new documents or your priorities change, of course, we do some alterations. We can either do some additional customization, some additional training, or maybe some prompting will be enough, or we completely change the approach and choose another model or another approach, another workflow. So again, we are profiting from you processing the pages, and for us it is crucial for you to be satisfied with all the results, business results and technical results of the question. So it's in our, I would say, it's our top priority for you to be processing and to be satisfied. So everything you might need to process hundreds and thousands of your documents, we will do that. No matter what it takes, we have all the technical expertise on our side. We have Arthur and his team of ML engineers who will do all the testing and training on the documents. Hope answered this question. Okay, do we have any more questions here? I also have a note from our moderator that if you want to get our AI white paper, you can comment AI in the chat and we will send you the white paper SAP. So as I mentioned earlier, if you comment ROI, we can do the ROI studies. If you want the white paper, comment AI. Just for the people who are here but are not participating in the chat and are scared of asking questions, just one word and we will contact you and send you all the relevant information. And of course, if you need anything else, if you just I don't know, want some use cases, some case studies, also let us know in the chat. And I will send all the links, information, maybe some pre-recorded demo videos, anything you might need, any concerns, any questions, just let us know in the chat. All right, I see one AI already. All right, we have 8 minutes left for the reserved hour. Do we have some more questions from the chat here? Also, I wanted to give some, not just PDF materials, but something extra. We also do free discovery sessions for your business. So if you want to have a call with me and Alexandra, maybe tomorrow or early next week, also let us know. We can have a closer look in your use case, give you some background of relevant businesses in our experience. Just let us know and we will schedule the session. All right. Okay, I see that Samuel is looking for an AI white paper and also a call with us. So I will follow up you with the invitation and some additional information just after our meeting. I also wanted to remind everyone that you will be getting an email with the recording of this session, just in case you want to rewatch it or share with your teammates. And also, if you need anything else, just let us know. Just maybe a couple of minutes for people who still have some concerns or questions. All right, I guess we clarified all of the questions we had for today. Just to give you a little teaser, we would have additional webinars in future, some industry specific and some more generic educational like today. But I want to thank you all for joining us today and for dedicating the whole hour. I know how valuable it is for you, but thanks so much for your attention, for your questions, for your very valuable question, I would say. And we hope you live today not just informed, but also confident in how IDP can drive real impact in your organization. So that will be all for today from our side. We will contact all of you who left the requests for additional information and for discovery sessions. If you need anything else or if you still have questions, I will be here 4 minutes till the end of the hour. So you will have some more time with me today. But for the rest of us who already clarified all the concerns and questions, thanks so much again for joining us today and looking forward to our next webinar. And I hope you will be visiting again. Thanks so much, everyone.
Thank you. See you next time.
Yeah, thank you. See you on Graip.
Sure. I have a question here actually. What is the accuracy percent and the success rate using the AI tool? So again, it depends on the industry and the quality of the document. So there are many factors here we should consider. For the accuracy rate, I would say our standard is 90/95% on the average complexity document. We can, of course, have a closer look on a use case. If you want to book a discovery session with us, we can see your documents, we can check, and we can try different models and tell you what the percent will be on your specific document and your specific language, of course. Sure. Thanks for your question. Maybe while you're still here, if you can comment what document type you're looking to automate, we can give you more details on that while we have 2 more minutes. All right, I will also leave my email in the chat. So if you have more questions that we didn't clarify today, please let me know. Here is my email address. So whenever you have a minute, just let me know. We can schedule like a 15-minute coffee chat to discuss something, or I will answer all the remaining questions in the email or ask my colleague to help me. All right. Thank you everyone for your time today. We are finishing this event and see you next time. Have a nice evening, everyone.